Separate the chisel and the casing tip body and remove the spring from the chisel. Remove old seals and O-rings. The Grundomat seal kit contains all the seals, O-rings, and piston slide tapes you'll need to refurbish your Grundomat. Install the O-ring on the chisel and the Teflon seal on the top of the O-ring. One end of the chisel spring is chamfered, the other end is flat. Push the spring onto the chisel with the chamfered end down. Next, grease the spring and the chisel seal. Assemble the chisel and casing tip body. Install the O-ring into the groove near the front of the casing tip and place the split cone seal on top of the O-ring. Squeeze the seal into place. The 3 3/4 inch, 4 inch, and 5 inch tools require more than one O-ring. Please refer to the chart in the manual for the correct number of O-rings. Now you are ready to assemble the casing tip onto the tool body. Remember that the serial number is on the rear of the tool. The casing tip goes on the other end. Reposition the tool so that the spanner is set for tightening. Now screw the casing tip into the casing. Screw it on until it bottoms out, but do not lock it in place. Push the step cone onto the chisel. Make sure that the holes in the step cone line up with the roll pin grooves on the chisel. The step cone will need to be driven onto the chisel to finish lining up the roll pin grooves. This is accomplished with a pipe section and a hammer. Always use new roll pins when attaching the cutter cone. Drive the larger roll pins in first with the split side toward the outside. Be sure you are using the long roll pins in the back and the short ones in the front. Drive the smaller diameter roll pins in next with the split side toward the inside. Again, be sure you are using the long pins in the back and the short ones in the front. Drive the roll pins in until they are flush with the bottom of the opening and until they are even on both sides, top and bottom. After installing the roll pins, unscrew the casing tip assembly. Clean the threads. After cleaning both sets of threads, spray the thread locking activator, if needed, onto the threads and let dry for 1 minute. Apply Loctite in a zigzag fashion onto the first half of the internal threads of the casing. Apply Loctite in a zigzag fashion over the length of the threads on the casing tip. Reinstall the casing tip assembly and complete tightening by striking the spanner several times with a large hammer.